This video is about my spiritual awakening, and I know a lot of people don't know what a spiritual awakening is, but I do want you guys to know about my journey and the things that I am dealing with as far as going through a spiritual awakening, how my spiritual awakening came about. Keep an open mind. Some people will watch this video and they will not understand what I'm talking about. One thing about a spiritual awakening, one thing about life in general, you have to keep an open mind. You cannot be closed-minded, because you won't be able to learn all the things you need to learn or go through the processes that you need to go through. So what is a spiritual awakening? So what I've discovered, a spiritual awakening is an awareness that there's something deeper. And spiritual awakenings happens to people in different times in their life. Some people go through a lifetime without not really fully experiencing a spiritual awakening, but a spiritual awakening is a awareness of life, and that you're truly connected to something powerful. Like, it's deeper than what we have been taught. So just to give you a little background about me, I grew up as a Christian, went to church, Sunday school, Bible study, prayer meeting, grew up in church. The things I've learned in my spiritual awakening was never really talked about in church. Like, just to give you an example for what I'm talking about, meditation. Meditation has changed my life. It has gave me more clarity, patience, something that I didn't have before. I never really was taught that you need to meditate. And when I say meditate, I mean truly meditate. Like, your mind is clear, you're not thinking of anything. How I started meditating is through guided meditation. I couldn't make my mind be quiet on its own, so I would go on YouTube and I would type in guided meditation to have someone guide me into a deep meditation. But back to the spiritual awakening. I've been on the fence for a while to even come to the point to make this video, because there's a lot of people out here that just has not experienced a spiritual awakening, so they do not know what I'm talking about. But it's basically becoming aware, becoming conscious of the power you truly have within and how you are connected to God. It's been amazing, but a spiritual awakening is not easy. I feel like my spiritual awakening came about because I was, I felt like I was on the right track. I was going to church, paying my tithes, trying my best to live right. And things will still keep happening. And I'm like, what is going on, God? Like, what am I missing? Like, is something missing here? Like, I know you didn't put me here to go through struggle after struggle after struggle. I just really literally was crying and praying, like, what am I missing? And I'm not going to say it happened like that, but shortly after, like, I discovered a whole nother world. How did I not know, my true power? How did I not know how divine and special I am, how connected I am, and how much power I have to control my life and to control my reality, to create my reality? You basically co-create your reality with God. But along the way, you lose that sense. Like, I'm not gonna say along the way, because you're born into not knowing these things. We are all born unconscious when we come into the world, not knowing, and then you gain that along the way. A spiritual awakening will make you really deal with yourself, and it will make you go back and heal from childhood trauma, just trauma throughout life itself. I mean, we all grew up differently, so what I went through is not what others has been through, but we all go through things in life that alters how we think, our personality. It shapes us and molds us. And you can live this way for so long thinking that everything is fine, but when you had that spiritual awakening, you're gonna know that was dysfunctional. I grew up dysfunctional. I was taught dysfunctional things, and it's not anyone's fault. We all grow up and we're molded by the things around us in our environment. When you become spiritually awakened, which is conscious of everything, you will have to deal with that so that you can be a better person, so that you can be aligned, truly aligned with your creator. And people call God many different things. You question how other people speak to God and the other names people have for God, but there's only one source. So, and what people choose to call that source is their business. Like, back when I was stuck in a whole religious cycle, I would be like, explaining my point of view, but like, I've been through so much when it comes to religion. which I don't deal with that anymore, but I'm saying before my spiritual awakening, you know, I used to bump heads with people, talk about my beliefs and why you should believe in this way, but that didn't never really just sit right with me. I'm like, you know, this world is big. Who am I to tell someone to how to believe or what to believe in and all of this? I know that's a touchy subject. I know that this may offend some people, but at the end of the day, this life is a journey, and you're supposed to be continuously learning. You're not supposed to hit a plateau. And that's what I felt like I was doing when I was going to church and trying to do right in that sense. I was hitting a glass ceiling. Like, the wrong information can only take you so far. And when you get that right information, like this spiritual awakening, I'm just learning and growing every day. Like, this won't stop. I'm going to continue to evolve and continue to become a better person and continue to be aligned so that I can live out the life that I'm supposed to live. And I'm not, in no way am I telling you that religion is wrong and how you believe in is wrong. I'm not saying that. But what I'm telling you is it's a bigger picture than just what we have been taught. And I feel like it's up to you to continue on that journey. I still believe in the Bible. I still believe in scriptures. Do I believe that a lot of the scriptures have been left out, been misinterpreted? Yes. But in no way am I telling you to not, I'm not telling you to not believe how you believe, but what I'm telling you is you need to gain that deeper alignment and connection with God. If you find yourself still struggling a lot with a lot of stuff, like, you have to ask. To me, I mean, that's how I had my spiritual awakening. I kept questioning. I kept saying that I don't think this is how it's supposed to be. It's something wrong here. That's how mine came about. But people have their spiritual awakening in many different ways. They can go through a bad divorce. They can go through losing a child. They can go through a experience where they almost lost their life, to awaken to the deeper, just a deeper purpose here. We're here to be in unity and love each other. And I feel like being religious, it divides us. I don't care what you believe in or who, it's here to divide us, because I'm going to go against you. I believe this way and this is how it's supposed to be. That person believes in what they believe. Is it truth in religion? Yes. But I feel like it's a little bit of truth in all religions. So, hey, who are we to sit here and go back and forth? No way am I telling you to stop what you believe in, because no, that's going to help you get to the process. No matter how you believe, it's going to help you evolve. Now, if you hit a plateau and it's not helping you evolve, then ask yourself, like, okay, ask God, like, what am I missing? That's what I did. I'm not saying that that's going to spark your spiritual awakening, but God does answer. It's taken a lot for me to do this. This is how I know that this process that I'm going through is helping me, because back before I would have had my spiritual awakening, I wouldn't even be doing this, period. Like, I wouldn't even be here to try to explain to you guys that it is a deeper purpose in your life. You are special. You are divine. You are here to co-create with God. You can have the life that you always desired. Once you change your mind, it changes everything. You have to change your perspective and be mindful of what you're praying. I want to live life to the fullest. I don't want to be here just to be here. I want to come and do and help and do what I'm supposed to do, because, like I said, we're here for a deeper purpose. We're not just coming here to struggle. I mean, everybody should feel like they want to live their life to the fullest. They want to get the most out of life. It's best to talk to God in a quiet place. Meditation is talking to God. Meditation is putting you in that peaceful state for God to talk to you. It's not going to be easy. Like, it is not easy at all. And a spiritual awakening will cause you to only deal with you. You cannot change anyone. You can't change the past. You can't change the things you've been through. So you have to come to terms and start to heal that. And once you start to heal that, you become lighter. You become a better person overall. Y'all are not going to believe just what happened. Okay, so I just had a knock on my door, and it was 3 Asian dudes. And talking about, do you know about God, the mother? It's crazy, because I was just in here filming this spiritual awakening video, and then I get a knock at my door, and I wasn't expecting anyone. So I went to the door, basically trying to explain to me about God the mother, or I don't know if they were talking about Mother Mary or somebody in the Bible, but this is like the second time that people have come to me about the mother of God. So this just ties back into this whole religious thing. And once you connect with God, God will give you all the answers. Like, when you become spiritually awakening, all that extra, like believing in this way or believing in that way, I believe in the source that created me. I still believe in Jesus. Jesus is very much a part of my life, I still call on Jesus. I still ask Jesus for guidance, because that was my first introduction into spirituality. But a lot of things about Jesus is untold, and how Jesus lived his life. But that's for another video. You don't understand how programmed you truly are until you have a spiritual awakening, and it causes you to look at yourself. It causes you to look at the dysfunction in your life. It causes you to look at how you were raised. It causes you to look at the hurt that you're holding on to. It causes you to look at how you treat yourself. Like, a lot of us say we love ourselves, but let me tell you this: when you have a spiritual awakening, you'll see how much that you were not loving yourself. Because when you become conscious of things, that will make, I'm not saying you're going to change overnight. This is a process. You're not supposed to blame yourself either. Another thing, you're supposed to be loving yourself. Come to yourself and love. Until you truly learn how to love yourself, you're not giving that love to other people. Self-care is a big thing in this spiritual awakening process. You really learn how to take care of yourself, how to nurture yourself, how to take a step back from all the things that's going on in life. We have social media, TV. We just have so much in this world, all this media feeding us this garbage. Like, we just have so much distracting us, and we don't really take time out to really nurture ourselves the way that we need to, and build ourselves up so we can be that great person in the world, so we can go out there and truly build up others, because we've been working on ourselves. You always hear that saying, to change the world, you need to change yourself. That is true, because until you see yourself and see how you need to change, you cannot change nobody else. Nobody. You can only inspire change. You can only build yourself build yourself up inside so people can see your light. We're all special. We're all a part of the divine. We're all divine. So it's about knowing who you are, knowing yourself. You may be wondering, what is she talking about? You may be so deep into a religious mindset that you don't even want to hear what I'm talking about, or you think I'm off the deep end. But what I'm telling you, I am living a life that I've never experienced before. I have so much peace. I'm not, when I see disaster around the world, I don't look at it the same. Like, yes, it hurts me. I'm actually an empath, and I just learned that on my spiritual journey. I didn't know nothing about being an empath. I connect with people deeper. I'm sensitive. Like, I actually sympathize with people and can feel their pain more than a normal person. You should look up empath. Like, I'm just learning so much about myself that I didn't know, because when you get caught up in a certain way of living, and you stop learning and stop trying to grow in a spiritual way, you really cut yourself off from a lot. Spirituality is a big thing. It's not just the church. You go to church, you come home. You go to Bible study, you come home, you read your Bible. It's like spirituality is bigger than that. It's taking care of yourself. It's doing spiritual practices to be mindful. It's meditating. But just keep an open mind, guys. I mean, that's the biggest advice I can give you when it comes to this whole growth process and spiritual awakening. Like, that God is with you and has all the answers that you need, and as you continue to grow and be open, you can continue to learn. Like the universal laws, I didn't know nothing about universal laws coming up. All these years, I'm just now learning about universal laws. What, last year or maybe the beginning of this year, about cause and effect, the law of attraction, just all the laws that I didn't know nothing about, that governs the universe, that it's basically how the world works. They don't really speak about that in church. So yeah, you learn a lot of things that really helps you in your life, helps you to make sense of things, help you to move forward. Because I had came to a place like, I'm like, God, what am I missing? I know you created me for something much better than this. Something was missing. So after that, I feel like a few weeks after that, everything was just aligning to where I had this spiritual awakening. I'm not telling nobody don't go to church. I'm not saying church is wrong, but what I'm telling you, your growth, your spiritual growth is not even going to be happening in the church. It's going to be happening outside the church in your everyday life. You're going to have to change a lot of things about you, and the information that you intake, the people that you engage with. Like, you got to be elevating. Like, this whole journey is a process for us to come here and learn. It's like I'm coming with more content. I'm putting more effort in it than I ever have before, because I'm passionate about this new journey that I'm on, and this sense of peace and joy that I have, and I want to share that with everybody. I love people. I always knew I was here to encourage and inspire people. I'm a new YouTuber. I gotta ride this thing out. So I'm so grateful for anyone who has subscribed to my channel. Without you, there will be no reason for me to be here, even on YouTube. I'm just here to give you my perspective and help you and encourage you in any way I can. Like I said, thank you so much for watching.